Alright guys, so what is up, and welcome back to the channel. Today is another fantastic day to be reacting to episode 7 of Classroom of the Elite. Last time we sort of just left off on episode 6 with I can never get that name, Ayan Okoji, something like that, and Horikita talking, or I guess Horikita was more specifically kind of concerned with why, and main character, will go with that, you know, was just giving her so much credit for all the stuff that he was just kind of coming up with, and I mean, not really have any good explanation other than, you know, he doesn't really have any need to take the credit anyways. That, and it's probably, I mean, if there's kind of anything, I mean, I feel like it's more efficient just kind of for the class to be able to raise their own reputation sort of by taking, you know, credit for more of this stuff. So if anything, it's just kind of benefiting them that way, at least I think anyways. But yeah, I'm interested into seeing, you know, how much more depth there is to, you know, why he's giving people credit, and just kind of what's just kind of been going on, you know, that way. We got to actually see a little bit of action, I guess, last episode with Class D actually kind of starting to get an up on Class D with some of the evidence, and not being able to, so where the school wasn't really able to suspend or expel Pseudo. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was the way he went about getting the evidence and stuff was really neat. But before we get into episode 7 here, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are new, like the video if you like it, and dislike it if you don't. The Patreon is also listed in the description below, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. $5 level is full access to unedited episodes. $10 level is the ability to vote, so on and so forth. But yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into episode 7. Yeah, that's really hard. Like, specifically, I really hate it when my friends are ignorant. I would much rather have an enemy who is wise, because there's, I guess, I feel like it's harder for my enemy, even if they're smart, to get one up on me, just because I think I'm smart. And if my friend is ignorant and I'm not necessarily aware of that, then my enemy can get to them first, you know, which is something that they can do to get an up on me. So yeah, definitely I would prefer a wise enemy over an ignorant friend. Shots like this, dude. Shots like this, man. I mean, that was a shot there for at least 3 to 5 seconds, and that's how you open up almost every episode. Actually, now that I think about it, it's almost a shot like that. Not that I hate it, just saying. Was that it? The evil teddy bear. Oh my gosh. I think I like Horikita's character just more and more.
夏休みに入っていた。
I do just have to say, just really quick, you know, I always love it. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, if we were actually in the anime, actually being able to get into a shower scene wouldn't be nearly as easy as it is being the viewer. I mean, so it's like when the directors decide to just give you some fan service, you know, that way. Yeah, lucky us, huh? Ayan Okoji. Oh my gosh. I feel like couldn't have gone with Takashi. Come on. Literally any other short name.
拒否されているのがわからないの？
堀北。
何？
一緒にプール行かない？
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't hang up on him faster than that. This looks like Class C, I think. Could be plus
設
D.
置ポイントを間違える
No, I
な
don't think it's plus D.
生着替え盗撮計
That never goes well.
これが
Never.
俺たちの子
It
供
doesn't matter what anime it is. That operation will never succeed.
画久しぶりかな。
てか堀北さん生きてたんだ。夏休みになってから全然顔見ないし、あなたたちと会う必要がないだけよ。軽いじゃん。
It's literally how I think, like all the time. If I don't have a
いいクラス
need
女子の派閥を二分する一人。
to, to talk to somebody, I guess, then there's not really
さらにクラス内での発言
anything I
力を
need to
強めてい
say.
る。そして平田陽介 D クラス男子の中心で成績スポーツともに
Says that I always love it when they put that big bold over all the Japanese text.
なぜ落ちこぼれの D クラスに配属されているのかわからない人物。
堀北さん、たまには D クラスの友達と遊んだりしたらどうかな。
必要ない。その時間を学習や読書に費やした方がよほど有意義だわ。ああ、そうですか。行こう平田くん。堀北さん私たちと話したくなさそうだし。
またね、堀北さん。
慣れ合いは不要。今までもずっ
Precisely.
と。
Yeah, I can get behind her character way more.
なのになぜ私はこんなところにいるのかしら。
堀北さんが来てくれるなんて嬉しいな。
串田桔梗、男女ともに好かれる善良を絵に描いたような生徒。でも多分私は彼女に嫌
I
わ
mean,
れ
with that description, they make her the perfect candidate for a split personality, though. I mean,
でも彼女の場合、嫌いな相手になぜ近づこうとするのかわからない。
何かな。
池くんと山内くんと須藤くんはまだ来ないの？
そうだな、遅れて。
お待たせお待たせ。ごめん、寝坊しちゃってさ。
寝坊してプールの方から来たんですか？
いや
細かいことは気にすんなって。それより早く行こうぜ。
oh, yeah. Now I see why they're so happy. That's right, they're doing the operation, huh? I love how they're using the Morse code with just their fingers, like through the ones and zeros and stuff. Oh my gosh, that is so smart.
君たちもプール？
Being able to pick up on it like that quick though was really impressive.
プールの開放日って今日までだしね。他の人も来てるかも。
あなたのその胸はいつから？
いつって中学3年あたりかな。どんどん育っちゃって。それがどうしたの？
いえ、理解できたわ。あなたが持て余し気味にしている理由が。
そういえばさくらさんと遊ぶのって初めてかも。もしかしてプール？
Oh yeah, she was attacked last episode too, huh?
そういうわけじゃ。綾野浩二君に誘われたので。そっかそっか。綾野浩二君に誘われたからか。なんですか。最近
So far, this just seems like a very stereotypical sort of a school anime, honestly. That's kind of what I think about it. So far, I say. Of course, it's episode 7, so I don't know if it's just gonna stay like this at this point.
1学期の事件で。
オペレーション青木翔
I am interested to know though, like, do any of you guys actually read that stuff? I mean, when they're like that long.
期間まで。
アルゴスマン、ラジャー。
I read them sometimes, and when they're short, but I mean, once they're like really long, look like they're just generic information, I just tend to skip that stuff.
さーて存分に楽しんじゃおう。さくらさんはラッシュガード買ったんだね。人前で肌をさらすのは苦手なので。
Says the person who had a bikini on in a school meeting room in episode 5.
あれ山内くんはいない。
あれどこ行ったんだろうな。
はぐれちゃったのかな。探しに行った方が。
大丈夫大丈夫。トイレか何かだよ。それよりさ、早く遊ぼうぜ。
あ、向こうにバレーコートあるぜ。やろうぜ。あれやろうぜ。
なんでそんなに必死なの？ 私運動苦手なんですけど。大丈夫大丈夫、こっちの方が男子の人数多いし。じゃあ行くよ。それ。人多いかな。後で日焼け止め貸して。ちょっとどういうことよ。トイレで着替えろっての。
It's not a bad way to go about what he's doing, though. I mean, at least he's not dumb and he puts the sign out. I'll give him credit for that much.
なんだろうあれ。トイレの方ね、何かあったのかな。私見てくれ。
Yeah, this is where you messed up. You didn't think
行
ahead.
列とかどうでもいいだろう。集中しろよ、集中。
I mean, if anything else, I mean, I feel like that plan actually would have worked. I feel like they're just creating a larger crowd than what's actually would happen in the real world.
こちら HQ アルゴス、状況を報告せよ。アルゴス、どうした？難航している。俺みたいな落ちこぼれにできるのかよ、こんなこと。信じるでござる。自分自身と、そしてお前を信じる仲間たちを。無理などではないと。よっしゃー。
They only send one dude in.
ねえ、山内くん遅くない？
For a joint operation, sending only one dude in.
いやいや。
I mean, at least they could create some sort of it'd have, like, if they were actually caught, for example, you'd have much easier effort getting out of it when you have multiple people there.
池くん、友達のことが心配じゃないの？
あれ、白状のやつって思われてる？女は男の友情が好きって漫画では言ってたし、このままじゃ俺嫌われちゃう。やだやだやだやだやだ。
That Morse code, though. It's just so funny how they're doing that with their hands. It makes perfect sense that you could do it that way, huh?
こちら HQ アルゴス、時間切れだ。
Okay, his position is actually pretty critical, because at least he can analyze the situation from outside.
力不足。すまない。謝られたってどうしようもねえんだよ。
すまない。でもクシナちゃんに嫌われたことがあったじゃん。
山内くん探しに行
やあ、ただいま
こう。山内くん。
いや、トイレが混んでてさ。
Oh man, that's smart. He's actually using the cause that he created as an excuse for why I wasn't there.
山
That's
内
smart.
くんが戻ってきたので、私はもうこれで。
腹が痛い。トイレ行ってくれ。
I mean, let's face it, they're gonna get caught. Regardless, it just happens every time, no matter what they do. But I actually think that this is one of the more solid attempts I've seen. This is actually pretty good.
邪魔だ。OK ボス。
I love how his character is just like completely English based. Whenever he talks, it just makes me laugh.
エネミーあるの接近を確認。
And almost every time the word boss is included, and that part just gets me even
時
more.
間がない。アルゴスワン、撤退しろ。
Wait, unless that guy's still in the bathroom, huh? I'm not sure.
アルゴスワン、決断を。
Because otherwise, I'd think you'd remove the sign if you weren't still in there. The school students can buy the right to transfer to the class of their choosing. 20 million private points are required to do this. Wow, that's crazy. So even if your team actually sucked, so long as you had 20 million points, you could actually just to buy your way up there, which actually makes a lot of sense. But I mean, surely it's still easier, I mean, to use your team to try and get those 20 million points, but at the same time, I don't know how you would actually do that. Because that's a pretty large amount, because I mean, Kyoshida only had 2 million, and Ionoji Koji was saying that it was like a lot even to have 2 million. And when they'll get 100,000 a month too, I mean, that's also really difficult, so. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty reasonable. If you get 20 million, you can move at any cost. I actually think that's absurd, to be honest. 20 million's pretty high. Like, I'd say 10 million's pretty good, but I mean, 20 million. That's whatever, I guess.
ひとまず中断するのはどうでしょう。須藤君と池君を連れ戻す。
諦めんなよ。俺が2人分働いてやんよ。だからやめるなんて言うなよ。お前らのビーチバレーにかける思いはその程度だったのかよ。もっと熱くなれよ。
山
He's just trying so hard to stall them.
もともとの性
So I
格
guess
が
his
わからな
position
い
is
わ
pretty critical as well. I'll give him
どっ
credit
ち
for
が
that
池
too.
君でどっちが山内君だったかも時々わからなくなるもの。
ああ、清掃なんてしてねえじゃねえか。
設置完了。あとは退出のみだ。
アルゴスワン、安心するのはまだ早い。エネミー R の中には女もいる。繰り返す、女もいる。
ごめんね、止められなかった。
いいよいいよ、許す。許せねえ。てめえら勝手に入んなよ。
I love the transitions between. They're not cool. That's just like a perfect segue to get between the scenes.
それが俺だ。
見苦しいですね。底辺同士の争いというものは。
坂柳か。お呼びじゃねえ。
Is the group on the left part of Class B or A? I'm not entirely sure what group they're from.
何を騒いでいる。レジャー施設として開放されているとはいえ。
Okay, and I guess this was a school-wide event. That being said, I was actually just kind of concerned for a second. It's like, why would you plan an operation? I was just kind of thinking as they were just working there in the bathrooms and stuff, but I was just kind of like, okay, you'd think that, you should know, like, you should at least know if another class is going to be there on that day, right? I mean, I was going to say, like, if it was just Class D and it was just, okay, they're coincidentally, going to that, same location on the same day, how could Class D actually know about that? So I just kind of let that skip in my head that, I thought it was probably the case. But now that, these other classes and all these other people are here, it's like, okay, this was obviously a planned event that was like, at least, school-wide, whatever this is, between the multiple classes, or at least the multiple groups. And that being said, though, I mean, it's like, now that you know it's coordinated, that other classes are going to be here, it's like, how don't you factor that into the cause? It's like, if you know that's going to involve multiple people, I guess multiple groups, it's like you should have, kind of factored that into the plan here, but, yeah, let's just see what happens. And as I said, he's going to get caught one way or the other. If he doesn't get caught, then he's not going to get, what he actually wants anyways. It'll be one of the two. He'll either get caught, or he'll get out of it unscathed, but he won't have what he wants either. If he gets it, though, which I've never seen, then I'll consider that next level.
なぜ本気を隠すの？
向きになってるのか。お前結構負けず嫌いだよな。
別に
いいと思うぞ。ゲームってのは感情的にならないとつまらないしな。少しくらい感情的な方が友達もできやすい。
そんなもの必要ないわ。
何かあったのかな。
こちら HQ、 アルゴスマン、状況は？
撤収準備は完了した。だが外に障害が発生。脱出できない。
You should just put the mask back on and then just walk right out. I mean, optimally that would have been easier when there was less people that could potentially recognize him. But I mean, I still think the best odds he has are just to put the mask back on and walk back out, and say they're done cleaning. Right? I mean, that's easy.
もし俺が出られなかった時は。
諦めるなでござる。
外村。
HQ と呼ぶでござるよ。アルゴスマン、今この瞬間もお主の帰りを待っている者がいる。希望を捨てるな。
Man, the more they're getting optimistic about this, the more they're setting themselves up for failure. It's like I'm now 50% less certain that they're actually going to get away with this. And I was already very not certain that they were going to get away with this.
フェイズエクストラの実行を頼む。
更衣室から
Okay.
注意を引きつけろ。
Wait, is
生徒会長龍炎その他無茶ぶりだな。
agreed.
堀北
Otherwise, kind of funny that he was actually able to
協
read
力
that.
してほしいことがある。
We'll leave it to him, right? I mean,
やるんじゃねえよ。
そうは見えんが。
堀北。 お前らをはめたやつの名前を教えろ。
堀北って女が。
I'm interested in knowing how Ayano no Choji, main character, knew that conversation took place in order to distract them, if he actually knew that. I mean, it could just be a coincidence, I guess. Yeah, I'm concerned. Well, I'm not concerned, I'm interested. Again, the shots.
まずはじめに言っておくわ。私たちは1年の D クラス。不良品と言われる生徒の集ま
Really,
り。
10 out of 10 for the
問
shots.
題児
Like,
ばかりだし、脇が甘くて他クラスの策略にもあっさりハマってしまう。そこの C クラス。この前はくだらないちょっかいを出してくれたわね。でも、今となっては感謝しているわ。おかげで理解できた。この問題児クラスで上を目指す難しさを。でも、A から D のクラスは表面的な成績や運動能力だけで分けられているわけじゃない。ならば落ちこぼれの D でも A に上がれるはず。 A を目指せるはず。私たちは
okay, so he didn't know about that situation, but he's able to distract everybody's attention just based off of this little speech. I presume that's a diving board she's standing on. Didn't look very springy, you know. It looks like a rock. I guess we can still use that, but... Okay, the design's actually pretty cool, I guess.
本当にカメラ仕掛けてあったわ。
So that's exactly what I mean. They were able to get away with it, but they weren't able to get what they wanted out of it. Although, now that they have the evidence on that side, they could still get in trouble for it, I guess. It depends.
プールに行こうと言い出したのは池だ。その裏で女子更衣室にカメラを仕掛けて盗撮しようと計画している。
はあ？
俺が無理に止めれば。
Was he actually a part of that conversation, like when it happened? And that's why he knows about it, I think. Because it was hard to tell who was all in that group at the start of the episode. Like who was trying to get the operation up and running. I couldn't tell if he was a part of it. But I guess that would explain why he has the information that they were going to do that. In which case, that's really where they screwed up. Although, but that was also the thing that got them out of it, so...
他のクラスの介入もあってややこしくなった。
それで私に注意を引きつけるよ。あんな演説をさせたの。
みんな拍手してたぞ。須藤たちなんか涙流して。
Yeah, that was a 2-for-1 win right there. That's like not only were they able to get out of the situation, but they were also able to like make a declaration of like war or something like on the others, which I thought was pretty cool.
そうか。閉園まで時間があるな。
何をするの？
悪い悪い。
お返しよ。
あ、私も混ぜて。
串田さん、遊んでるわけじゃ。
それそれ。
俺も堀北と遊ぶぞ。
The way they say that is so funny. I love it when they slip in things like that. It's like it's just so quick that people can't even notice it sometimes. Yeah, I think that was actually pretty interesting. I think it was the beach episode, technically. It's kind of funny that, you know, like 95% of anime have that. Man, if you can... I mean, I've seen plenty of anime that don't have a beach episode, but I mean, if you can name one that you've seen that doesn't have a beach episode, definitely let me know. It might be one of the same as mine, but yeah, very interesting episode overall. I like the director's ability to sort of balance a fun episode with actually some of the more key elements of the plot. Like, for example, how they were able to mix in the whole bathroom scene on top of the ability to get Rikita to like actually make that speech to everybody to further the plot. I actually think that was actually pretty cool about how they went about, going about, that direction. I mean, I don't really feel like there's anything else to say. I mean, that was just like overall, just a pretty easygoing episode. I mean, it's a beach episode. What do you expect? I mean, the shots were pretty good. I mean, the fan service there, right? I mean, that's always, something more fun to actually, just kind of be involved with, I guess, when it comes to anime overall. I mean, nothing's really going to quite get to the levels of High School DxD or, any of the other ones, kind of similar to that. But I mean, I feel like they're getting pretty close, to a halfway point here with that sort of a comparison. Yeah, I really don't think I have anything else to say. I mean, that was just a really easy episode, like overall, and there's not really a whole lot kind of going on other than that. The Morse code that they were doing with their fingers was, really, really cool. Just to kind of be able to, do it that way, and that would never be able to get picked up so quick in, a real life situation to where you're able to communicate that quickly between people. But hell, it was sure, fun to be able to watch them do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't. Check out the Patreon if you're interested, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Thanks, guys.